Just keep going. I wanted to make this a quick video because really this is more a cheerleading section, really, but it's really needed because um, as much as those of us that see what's going on, um, even those that don't, are still feeling. I mean, the amount of stress on the planet right now, every human being is suffering from PTSD. We're all struggling, and the system is struggling to keep control. That's why they're going tighter and tighter. So, in this now 2 year lockdown, um, it's getting intense. They're tightening their grip, and more people are suffering from all these outrageous um, things that atrocities to human rights. Really, humanity is under attack, but it's from itself, obviously, but it's under attack. It's just as simple as that. And so, people are struggling. People are dying. People are getting sick. People are losing family members. People are losing businesses, houses, money. People are going homeless. People are getting sick. People are not falling ill from illnesses because they can't get the regular treatment now because of they won't be treated because of what's going on. I mean, the list goes on. You're going through all kinds of things. I have no idea. I'm sure everybody is. Um, People are getting down. Of course, suicide is on the rise. Uh, Depression is at an all-time high. Like I said, every human being on the planet, whether they realize it or not, is suffering PTSD right now. So you're not alone. We're all feeling this. But you got to keep going. Keep going. I see it every day, people rising up and keep going, and they've been through horrific things. I've been through unbelievable challenges myself over the past few years and even now. And I'm going to keep going. And we need you to keep going. And you should keep going. And the reason you should keep going is because this whole mess created by disturbed humans that are so fearful of the unknown, they need to control the entire planet. And they're so used to that control now. We're seeing their fear. They're clutching tight because they're losing the grip because humanity has woken up. So remember, everyone is waking up. You're not alone. Whether you see it or not in your particular area, or especially you'll never see it on mainstream. Believe me when I say I've seen it online. I see it daily, uh, globally, everywhere, even in your city, whether you see it or not. People are resisting, are rising up, and they're living and they're thriving. And that's the other part of what I mean by keep going. I don't just mean keep going and just barely make it and survive and fight. No, thrive. Don't forget why you're here. You're a human being, which is a miracle. For you to have been born scientifically, what it takes, when you start just starting from the sperm and everything else, or even before that, somebody has to be in a certain situation to meet another person. First, that all has to come together. Then, if all the million elements that anything can interrupt it at any time finally all come together, the dating, all of it comes together where then procreation happens. And then from that point, scientifically, uh, what it takes, the odds, it's a miracle every time a person is born. And then the fact that there's only one you, trillions of life forms, billions of people, there has only been one you. Sure, there's been people that kind of look like you, maybe even were a lot like you in some ways, but you are an original. That is a miracle. It's a miracle. All the people in your life, even if they're irritating you, they're a miracle. This is a miracle. We're on planet Ocean, the most amazing paradise. Unfortunately, again, these monsters have exploited it and are ruining it and keeping it from us. But we are in an abundant paradise with enough space and and abundance for everybody. That's truth. It's always been truth. And anything else is an absolute lie from the system. It always was a lie. An early lie, and they kept at it for generations. It's a lie. And now with the media, they can push that lie and really convince people. But it's a lie. So many people you don't know are rising up. So many people are healing themselves from pain. So many people are fixing the situation that the system is creating by being creative, by helping each other, by finding community. There are resources out there. There are people out there like you. Believe me, they're everywhere, globally. Don't be fooled by what they're telling you. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's hard, but something wonderful is happening. Humanity is waking up. That's why they're clutching tighter. Don't let them affect how you feel. That's how it starts. Cut off the mainstream media. It's just going to make you feel. That's why when you watch those negative things, you feel something negative before you've even had a chance to process the information, which most of the time turns out to be a lie. But even before that, that's your tip-off. No real truth should send you into fear or panic instantly while reading it. And if it does, it was designed to do so. And that's how it starts. They mess with your emotions. They mess with your head. Then they start putting all these, and then they get everybody debating, and they throw out all these falsities. And turn that all off. Turn it all off. Thrive. So that's what I really mean when I say keep going. I don't mean just survive and hang in there. I mean thrive. You're still here. The sun is still shining. It's still a gift. You're still breathing. It's a gift. I know you're going through hard things. I'm not minimizing them. I'm not. But you're still here, which proves you're strong enough to handle it. You've been through hard things before. You can do this. You can do this. And you can help people, and you can thrive. Thrive. Now, I'm not saying it's that easy. Thriving can be even still be having the same situation, but you thrive in it. I offer the example. You maybe have seen it over the years. If you've ever seen clips of like third world countries, and they'll pan like say a city in India, and you'll see, the poverty is unbelievable, and the water that's filthy, and thousands of homeless kids running around, and they get violence and rape and all these horrible things. These kids should all be miserable. And then you'll see these scenes, and they'll find a piece of fruit, rotting fruit, and they'll start kicking around, and the joy on their faces, and they're playing, and they're laughing. These kids have nothing to laugh about, and they're laughing and playing. That's a common thing with people in the deepest of strife. We've seen it in war. We see it in poverty. We see it where an ability comes to enjoy family and the small things. So I remind you to do what humans have always done in strife. Embrace and thrive and enjoy those relationships with your pets, your people. Don't drive wedges between them. Get tighter, closer, enjoy, forgive, love. Be empathetic, support one another, and enjoy one another. You're all gifts. As you get older, believe me, I've lost most people in my life now to the great mortal coil. They do go eventually. Your friends, the longer you live, the more people go. So appreciate them while you're here. They're all miracles. Enjoy them. Enjoy anybody that comes into your life with a transparency and sincerity of friendship or brotherhood. Enjoy them. Do not take them for granted. Don't take yourself for granted. Don't take planet Ocean for granted. Yes, we're in a crappy situation worldwide. We're still locked down. They're still clutching tighter, and they're going to continue to. It's going to get harder. It's going to get harder. So what? You're a human being. Humanity, human beings are incredible mentally, emotionally, physically, of what we can not only endure, but what we can ascend and heal from, and what we can build on and learn and grow and become stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's amazing the potential of what humans can do. So don't sell yourself short. Don't let them beat you down. Don't you give up. Don't you sell yourself short. Don't give up on life. Life is amazing. Even if maybe for all we know, maybe this is our last year on earth. Maybe it's all coming to an end. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying life is always an unknown. But now that things are getting so horrible, it's even more reason to just enjoy your life, even if it's minimal, even if it's not what you wanted. Enjoy it. Enjoy the little things that make you happy. Don't forget to. If you're fighting what's going on, which is great, we need you, don't forget to feed your soul. Do things to recoup, to rest. That's the biggest problem with truthers over the years, the diehard truthers. And that's why I think a lot of them have become silent now. It's not because they've been fighting their whole lives, it's because they're exhausted, because they're emotionally defeated. Some of them. A lot of them are still fighting on, thank heaven. But the reason they are is because, unfortunately, a lot of them, unfortunately, never, you got to balance yourself. So that's why a lot of us truthers ended up also going into spirituality, and we find a balance. So definitely, if you're not finding the balance, if you're involved, you can't be happy because you're too busy fighting. No. Then you're not going to be any good to yourself or to the battle. Take time to thrive in the little things. It could be anything. Do a painting you've been putting off. You wanted to paint. Do a draw. Write a poem. Do a song. It doesn't matter what it is. Take a bubble bath. Go for that walk. Anything. Whatever makes life feel good. Do it in between all of this. And keep at it no matter what happens. It is your job to keep yourself up. And it's your job to enjoy yourself while you're here. Otherwise, what's the point of being here? We have a short time here. You're here to enjoy it. We forget that with all this pressure. And especially trying to make change. A lot of us are so driven in change, which is great. Let's change this whole thing. But don't forget, we're here to enjoy it too. We're not here just to battle. We're not here just to change. Look around. This is paradise. Look around. It's magic. It's a miracle. It's all a miracle. This is all a miracle. Scientifically, it's a miracle. All of it. I'm talking to you on a miracle. I'm sitting here on a rock flying through space around a ball of flame with a little rock, a nightlight that flies around us. Miracles abound. In everyday life, miracles abound. This planet is a miracle. All its creatures are a miracle. The way all this works is a miracle. Our connection is a miracle. The fact that we know scientifically we're all tied in. This is all one holographic energetic expression of some sort. Some call it God, some call it consciousness, but something's going on here and it's amazing. You're amazing. You're a one-of-a-kind miracle. There will never be another person like you. Faults or not, you are a rare gem. Enjoy that gem. Show that gem. Shine that gem. Polish that gem. Cherish that gem. You're a gem. Life is beautiful. Life is a gift, even when it's hard. Even when humans make it so hard for each other, it's still a miracle and it's a gift. And as horrible as humans can be with their fear that drives them to do such horrible things, mostly the system, and then the people they brainwash and condition to do the same, they're human too. There's still miracles too. Unfortunately, they're doing horrible things, but they still are a miracle. Some of them can be reached. But regardless, it's all a miracle. Don't forget that. They want to make you often think that life is pointless and it's dark and there are no miracles and it's all... No, it's all miracles. Even they are miracles. It's magic. It's beautiful. It's the most amazing experience. We're so blessed to be here. Don't forget that. So keep going and thrive. Small or big, it doesn't matter. You can thrive in any situation. That's why I gave the example of those kids. The poor kids that can still, after avoiding violence and murder and rape and seeing all the things they do daily and starving, they can still grab a piece of fruit, kick it around, and for half an hour, love life. That is the amazing magic of human beings, and it's available to all of us. If they can do it, we can do it. Obviously, we're in a better position than them, most of us. So abundance also helps us to remember and to change that perspective, because we're abundant all the time. We just forget it. It's unfortunately it's the amnesia, the tricky part of the human brain. It just always forgets the gifts and it only wants to focus on the problems. Even with breathing. Right now, breathing is a gift, and I'm totally taking it for granted. I'm taking thousands of breaths today, or whatever. I don't know how many breaths you take in a day. I'll just say thousands. I'm making it up. We take it for granted. But what happens when we lose that breath? We've all done it. Maybe you almost drowned in a pool. Maybe you just ran somewhere and you're long out of breath. Maybe someone hit you in the chest and you couldn't breathe for a minute. Whatever. We've all lost breath in some situation. Feels horrible, doesn't it? Feels terrible. It feels like death. And it is death coming if it stays long enough. So what happens when we finally get that breath? So I want you to remember a moment you couldn't breathe. And then I want you to go back to that moment and really remember what it felt like when you took that breath again. Felt like a miracle, didn't it? You were really grateful for it, wasn't it? You were like, I happened to me. I almost died once choking on Coca-Cola, and something my mother told me saved my life. But that's a story for another day. But I was on my knees. I was this close. I was almost ready to die, and then finally, luckily, I heard her voice at the last minute, and I breathed through my nose, which is the trick, by the way, if you're ever choking on liquids. Liquids doesn't work for solids, but if you're ever choking on liquids, breathe through your nose. And I yelled that on purpose. Breathe through your nose, to put it in your brain, because that's exactly what my mom kept saying as a kid. And then as an adult, by myself, nobody around, I almost died. And then at the last minute, after minutes and minutes of no breath and lung full of Coke and sweats and all my muscles were cramping. I mean, I was this close. I was just about there. Then I heard in my head from her drilling it in there, breathe through your nose. And they saved my life. But the point is, that sure felt like a miracle, that first breath. And of course, then by the end of the day, I was back to taking it for granted, like I'm doing right now. So my point to that story is, remember, miracles, even that crappy little meal is a miracle. Even if that pain in the ass friend, but they love you, but they're a pain in the ass, well, that's still a miracle. There's still a miracle in your life. Nobody's perfect, but they're a gift. The fact you have a roof over your head, if you have that, anything can be a miracle. The fact that you get 10 minutes to go, or half an hour to go do something you want to do, or that you have some paint so you can make a painting, or whatever. The abundance can be anything. It's just appreciating any and all things, especially the tiny things. And that's why when you see spiritual people talk of trying to stay positive and be grateful, and gratitude ceremonies, and they talk about gratitude a lot, and it's just a process. It's a way of them, when they get in the blues, to remind themselves, oh, wait a minute, life isn't crappy, it's good. And the way we remind ourselves is by going, oh, this is a miracle. This is I love this. I'm so lucky I got this. I love this hoodie, and it keeps me warm, and it's keeping me warm right now. The sun is coming through. It's gloomy now. It's starting to push you. That's a gift. I'm gonna have some yummy soup later. Pea soup. I love pea soup. So I'm blessed to have pea soup, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Those kind of things. It's baby steps, but if you're really down, that starts to get you up. And the more you start to be grateful about the little blessings and you're enjoying them, before you know it, by the end of the day, guess what you've done? You've just thrived. And the more you thrive every day, the more you can rise above all of this. So it's important. It's medicine. Make sure to thrive. Keep going, but don't just keep going to survive. Keep going to thrive. Keep going to thrive. You are not alone. We're all in this together. It's absolutely true. Humanity, we're fighting for humanity, but it's been thousands of years in the making, and it's time. Humanity is ready to shift, and we are shifting. And there's nothing they can do about it. They can try their tricks, and the more they get desperate, the more we see these tricks, and it's desperation. So don't feel down, and don't let them make you forget to thrive and keep going. We need you. We're happy you're here with us. We love you. Thank you for being here with us. Thrive. Keep going, not to survive, but to thrive. Love you.